We will have the Zenyatta. So, Discord Orb versus Bionade, which is going to prove to be the more powerful tool here in the toolkit for these teams, as they both go into initial poke battle. Point still has 10 seconds before it's unlocked. So right now, these guys are looking for the first kill. Aimgod drops low, but gets brought back up again by Blase, and he's just trying to do the best he can right now to keep his tanks up. Good plays here from Fusion, trying to hide behind the wall so he doesn't get picked off early. That would have been a disaster for Boston in this first fight.
We've seen a lot of teams run Moira on first point because they want to get ults up quick. Ana is the better version of that. Look at that, right away. Ana has Nano Boost before anybody else has anything. That Nano Boost comes out immediately on a Fusion's. Prophet, though, picks up both supports.
Yeah, Prophet! There you go, the man knows how to play his Zarya, gets in there, starts melting face, and it's a full clean here for the London Spitfire, and they didn't get first control, but they now have control of the point very quickly. Only 13% on the board for Boston Uprising.
It went according to plan for Boston. You want to get your Ana out there, you want to get Ana, you want to get Nano Boost, you want to have all those things work in your advantage on the first fight. However, Bedosian crushed really early, had Transcendence to fight off that Nano Boost, and then Prophet just does Prophet things.
One of the most powerful damage dealers in the league. He's got the mechanical skill, and you put him on the likes of Zarya with the tracking, he's going to do some serious damage. Fusions gets focused down, caught out in the open, and they just piled on. No way for him to get out of harm's way, and he is gone. And now they're just going to go ahead, London Spitfire that is, they will chase Boston back to spawn.
Yeah, that's rough. He wanted to use his ults. Now he's going to switch onto the Reinhardt. We'll see, but already nearing 50% for London here. They've got all the ults in the world. Aimgod used a nano late in that last fight. Gonna stay on the Ana, though.
Sticking with it. There's the grab, throwing in. Fury gonna go ahead and throw self-destruct out. That's gonna throw a little bit of a wrench in things, but RCK still finds a kill on Nuss. Man advantage now for the Boston Uprising in this fight. RCK trying to be careful, does not want to get overwhelmed, but they do succeed in flipping the point. London Spitfire not even trying to take the fight. As soon as Nuss goes down, they back off.
No reason. London also knows they're pretty much one fight away from getting to 90, so they're 2 fights away from winning this point on Busan. They've got everything to work with. They know that Boston is kind of on a reset, especially on their main tank ultimates, because Fusions had to switch. So it's a smart non-fight from London.
Just back off, don't get him any old charge for free, and then just go ahead and smack Fusion in the face. Nearly goes down the the sound barrier from Kelix. Just going to delay the inevitable here as they are getting picked off one after another on the Boston side of things. Aimgod doing the best he can.
I mean, this one should definitely be London eventually, as they do get the percentage, flipping it over.
Man, look at how little they had to use on the side of London Spitfire as well.
And that's always been a question for London, too, is sometimes they just throw things in, and they don't necessarily have the economy to fight the top teams in the league. But if London's winning these fights with 1 ult or 2 ults at most, it becomes a very dangerous-looking roster. Both these teams, of course, 6-4, trying to get some separation from the rest of the league. Right now, Rally comes in from Birdring.
Trying to lead it in. Color Helix gets his... Oh, he gets the grab eaten by Fury. Self-destruct counter. There's the Shatter. Fusions a little bit off on the timing there from Gesture, but it will still be the first kill going in for London Spitfire. Backline is getting overwhelmed on the side of Boston, and this will be the first point for London Spitfire on Busan.
First point gonna go London's way. Just another day in the office for Fury. Just casually matrixes a Graviton, which is, you know, just a fight-changing ultimate. No big deal. Fury continues his reign on that diva. I think he's the best diva in the league, and I love Meko. I love a lot of the divas in the league, but Fury has been playing so well.
This is what London are capable of. You still have the likes of Birdring on the point as well. Glad to see that we've had a little bit of a switch, though. We have seen, you know, some Birdring, like Prophet on Brigitte, and then Birdring gets to play the Zarya. I feel like Prophet's such a powerful Zarya, though, when he gets in the groove.
Yeah.
And already we're seeing the impact. He started strong on that first point for his team as Zarya, and he seems very comfortable on the hero. And this is the linchpin hero of this roster. It's your damage, it's your big ult and Graviton Surge to just bring everything together. You gotta come up with the plays if you're on the Zarya.
And on the other side of things, you have a hero in Diva who can just win you a fight immediately. That's your game winning. That's your idea, right? That's your whole plan, is to throw in the grab, and then Diva just says, nah.
Nah, not having that.
Nah.
Not allowed. Prophet looking for a little bit of a flank here, just putting some damage in. Has to be careful for the rest of his team. Does not want to let him go overwhelmed. But he's putting a little bit of pressure on Fusions. Nuss still going to be the first to die here. That's not going to help things for the London Spitfire. Fusions and RCK, though, going down. Gesture, no shield to hide behind. Aimgod snipes him. 4-on-4 battle here in the point. Who's going to get first control?
Fury's on a mech right now, though. That's going to make the opponent, Zarya, feel that much more comfortable, but Prophet's still pumping it in. Nuss is actually the only person who's died on London. 2 deaths for London in the entire map so far. Nuss have been both.
Nicely done, though. We will have the trance here to keep him up, but it's not going to be enough. Prophet and Birdring go down here for London. And it will be first control for Boston Uprising. Gesture and Prophet still have their ults online, though, so we do have some potential here. But Boston Uprising, they did a good job of managing theirs. Birdring tried to go for the hero rally, it seems, to try and turn it around. Once he started losing some teammates, it's like, right, rally, get the armor out there. Maybe we can withstand this in time for Nuss to get back into this fight.
Yeah.
Just wasn't enough.
Rally also charges pretty fast, so you're okay trying to bring back a fight. If you say you have like a 30% chance, you still toss it in. But now, Grav comes in, Fusions gets grabbed early on. Aimgod had been holding that Transcendence, knowing the opposing team had the Graviton Surge ready to go.
What is going on in terms of the support line? Gesture staying low forever there. Not getting any heals, had to wait for his shield, and as soon as they melted it, Boston get that first kill to kick things off in this follow-up fight. 40% and counting for Boston Uprising now.
This map has been so London so far. They look like world beaters on stage 1, on stage 2. If you remove the names, you wouldn't even know it was a London Spitfire. They are going to have some ultimates to come back online here. Like I said, Birdring's going to get to the rally momentarily, but 60% already for Boston Uprising with some good ults on board.
Nice boot from Kelix, knocking him out of position, but that doesn't help things here for Aimgod. Fusion's low as well, could be the focus. It looks like Gesture's trying to swing a hammer into his face, but we're going to lose Kelix at the hands of Prophet, and this is a one fight now for London Spitfire. 2 kills, so hard for Boston Uprising to turn it around. Not even waiting for the stall on RCK. Does he eventually get it? Looks like he was trying to claim it. Yep, Fury's going to get the stat in the end.
Boston at 77%, though, with most of their impactful ultimates online. They've got Grab, they've got Earthshatter, they've got a Sound Barrier if they want to initiate with that and try to push it. They should be able to win at least one more fight. That's all they'll have to take. But, you know, on the other side, London has been doing very well of not wasting ults in lost fights.
Yeah, Doshin is still holding on to the trance as well to counter out Color X's grab. So there are tools here when it comes into the tic-tac-toe of this fight. There's the grab, going through. See, does Doshin decide to use the trance or not? Yes, it's in play, and Fury with the counter takes RCK out of the fight. Huge shatter thrown in by Fusions, though. Opens the door, but Prophet with the perfectly timed grab stops Boston from fully capitalizing on it.
It also makes Boston use both their support ults at the same time. It's usually a very bad thing when both of your support ultimates are coming out at the same time. Transcendence came out, Sound Barrier just moments after, and now London has equalized as both teams don't have a lot to work with ultimate-wise. Still in control of the point, though, London, as they tick up. Prophet, if it gets very low, stays alive, though, as Birdring comes in.
Yeah, Birdring gets the punish on Blase. Blase trying to make the play there. Got the stun on Prophet, tried to focus him down, but that opened him up to get punished. In London, they jump on those kinds of opportunities. They're not going to let you slide. So 72% and counting. They're about to tie things up here on the side of London Spitfire. Now the ball is pretty firmly in Boston's court. Color Hex has got Grav. That's the closest thing they've got right now to a game-winning ultimate.
Yeah, Boston has to win this next fight or they will lose the map as we proceed to start chucking in ultimates.
Prophet, man, fully charged, nearly gets Aimgod down. Aimgod has to play careful, has to hide around the corner. London doing a great job right now withstanding the pressure. Doshin with the trance, Nuss with the Sound Barrier, and now the counter grab gets brought in. Boston will eventually get overwhelmed, and we're into overtime now. London Spitfire, they have to win this fight. It's looking like it's going to go their way. They will be taking the first map of this series.
Such patience from Gesture there during that fight. They grab, they have everybody, they know it's a one fight, but Gesture waits, because he's at a quarter health, waits to get healed up, and then says, now I can fight. He tries to charge in before that, he probably dies and they might lose that fight, but just knowing where the rest of your team is, London looks like the London we expect.
31 kills for London, 12 for Boston Uprising. Second map of this series, Boston are going to have to figure out how to flip those numbers and start having more of an impact on the map.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
now they're asking us. London, Spitfire come out swinging. They take the first map of this series in fine fashion. Hex, it was a bit of a one-sided affair, but as we were talking about in the break, that's what we need to see from London. There's just too much talent on this team for them not to be plowing through their opponents.
Not that Boston's a lesser competitor than them, but when I see London and I see them playing against teams that I feel they should beat, I want them to rock them, right? And that's what they did in their last couple of games. I want London to start rocking teams. There's way too much talent on this team. They just went through Busan, the baby blues, the Chargers powder blues are coming through. We're going to go to Paris next in our map set, but this is the London you want to see, and you just got MVP candidates. Yes, Birdwing's in Brigida jail. We all know that. But Prophet is still Prophet.
Yes. I'm actually happy he's in Brigida jail right now. You know, if he was to get a pardon, I would veto it or something like that. He'd be like, nah, sorry, you got to stay in there. Just because I'd see no reason not to have Prophet playing the most impactful hero in this roster in terms of damage with the grab. He's hitting his grabs. They're not getting eaten. Same side, you got Fury just eating grabs left and right. That guy is such a threat. Get your All-Star tickets at axx.com/OWL to watch the Best of Us live at Blizzard Arena. In case you're just listening in, you're not watching the stream. I know, I do it all the time. You know, just have the stream on in the background. Be sure to get your All-Star tickets, guys.
Should be
if you were in Los Angeles.
Fury should definitely be getting some votes there on the other side of things. Fusions has been the main reason that Boston's been so good this year. Right now, we're on Paris. This has been a bit of an interesting map. A lot of teams want to run bunker comp on defense, but so far, it's just straight up 3-3.
And well, just the poke battle. Nothing crazy going on. You're right. You know, bunker defense, nothing really changing things up. We've seen some fire on this point, too. That's always a joy.
Just a little bummed because I want to see Birdwing run Baptiste.
Yeah. He could have such a crazy impact with that because Birdwing's got the aim.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a lot of talking about Prophet. Birdwing's no slouch in his own right. It's just that Prophet happens to be one of the best in the league. So, deservedly so. He gets a lot of praise.
Well, it just happens to be we don't run heroes who have to aim very much right now in the Overwatch League. Gesture goes down first. Calyx able to finish that one off. Prophet still has a big chance for an impact, though. He's got a lot of energy. But rotating onto the point, it seems like London's going to bide their time. Maybe coming with ults.
Might be the case. Oh, there it is. Fusion's just in the nick of time. Goes for the primal. He nearly got clipped before he could use his ults, and now he's going to be a real threat. Going to force the trance out of Notion. Birdwing barely survives as well. They have not finished capping. Can somebody contest? Somebody needs to get on the point for London. Nobody gets on the point.
They get grabs off of it. Now we have the snowball potential going forward. However, they had to use the grab, so ColorX doesn't have it going forward. And actually, Boston had to use a lot of their ultimates there just to make sure they got first point. But, you know, on Paris, I don't really blame them. Paris is such a strange map that you never know if you're going to get first or second, or you can full hold on first on defense.
Yes.
Teams are still figuring it out. So I'm okay with Boston committing a lot there to make sure they at least get first.
Gesture going down certainly did not help things. Curious how it happened there. Now we're following the big man himself. He's got Primal ready to go. So as soon as Boston jump in, he can jump into the middle of the team, try and separate the supports off from the tanks. And we'll see. Fusions, gotta be careful. Misses his jump. But this is just a standoff, and Boston know they have plenty of time to work with. No reason to get too impatient, no reason to rush. There's the Primal, throw it in. This should certainly give Fusions the Primal as he gets boosted. Yep, sure enough, insta-Primal, goes for it immediately.
That was very close. He got down to about 90 HP before he popped that Primal. But now with your Ana out of the mix, this push is over. You don't have enough healing.
Oh, nice. Get the stagger on RCK. Don't kill him. They waited a little bit. They probably could have waited a little while longer, but hey, okay.
But there's a reason that we designate main healers and off healers. And it's because once you lose your Ana, there's so much healing gone. You have to be an AoE to get the Brigida stuff. You have to be an AoE to get Lucio. Lucio's almost not even a healer in this meta. He's got a really good ult. He's got good utility. Can move people around. But you're not counting on Lucio heals to stay alive. You're counting on your Ana. You're counting on your Brig.
He's all about the taxi service. Speed boost. Bringing him through.
And even speed boost is not as good as it used to be.
It's just sound barrier, really. You know, you're just there to have the sound
barrier and moving people out of the way. I mean, he's just got such good utility on his abilities to be able to knock shields out of the way, to be able to isolate targets.
Once again, into the standoff. Aimgod's off the Ana, but we will have the trance. Prophet gets it eaten by RCK. RCK sees it coming. Ready with the D-Matrix, and Prophet slips up. Plays right into the hands there, and that's a big ult to throw away here for the Spitfire. Might get a little dicey.
They have to swing back now. There's the grab. There comes the self-destruct right over top. Can they move the shields? They do! Gesture falls.
Gesture out of the fight once again here, but we may be able to lose another on the side of Uprising. Killix with a perfectly timed sound barrier to keep Fusion and Color Hex alive. And that's certainly going to be it. Now, Boston, they can just pick off London one after another as they stream onto the point. And this should certainly be Boston picking up both points on Paris. Hello, Prophet will find the kill on Fusions. Trance used here by Aimgod, hoping to turn the tide.
It gets dicey. 1 kill, 2 kills. Defender's advantage coming in. 3 kills, but Doshin goes far.
Hex.
London's holding.
Look at it. 99.8%. That's how close it was for Boston to pick up the second point in this fight.
Welcome to Assault Maps. You have to play perfectly on the offense. The moment you lose one person, the seed of doubt is planted. The moment you lose 2, it's pretty much over.
It's blooming.
Yeah, it's 3, 4. We're coming to spring there. It's over then. Now London's.
Why am I just picturing? I'm picturing like Prophet running up with a watering can, you know, just like watering that seed. That's right. That's right.
Beautiful kills are blooming. They're going to push right side here is the Boston Uprising offense. Only 33% needed to take back now.
Fusions.
They have the combo coming up. Color Hex should get there.
I wonder if Fusions does any voice warming up, you know, larynx, all that sort of stuff before getting into the match. The guy is non-stop talking. He's got to be careful. He's going to do some damage. Getting into the thick of things now as the London Spitfire are in a standoff. Prophet gets stunned, but he's fine. Doshin just waiting patiently with the trance. Color Hex has got that grab. He's certainly going to be looking for it. Charging forward. There's the knockdown. Set up and Birdring gone. Grab goes in. Self-destruct over the top. Fusion's trying to line it up, and it's going to be good. They get grabbed off of the point. Nobody there to contest for London. They get pulled off of it, and that's going to do it here for Boston Uprising. 2 points picked up for them on Paris on offense, and now we're going to change sides.
Change sides. Very nice shatter from Fusions. We'll see what he has on the other side.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
I'm glad we get those replays there during the breaks now. Just got to see that final fight at the end for Boston Uprising. Fusions coming up with the monster shatter that kicked it off. I thought Birdring got stunned thanks to Blase, but no, wasn't the case.
Fusions had a really big play there. Also, RCK, the new addition to this team, trying to integrate in the roster. And we all talk about how great Note is. We'll see him later today. RCK, a really clutch eat.
Yeah.
I guess Matrix is the term we should be using. You know, it doesn't make sense to eat.
D-Matrix.
He Matrixed a Graviton that was going to switch the momentum of that fight. So fitting in right along with the Boston Uprising team.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to look at this Boston Uprising roster and be like, who are these guys? Oh, it's 2019 Boston Uprising. Completely different squad, except Killix.
Except Kelix, the OG. He's still around.
Kelix came back from returning some videotapes and then realized, oh, I have a whole new team.
Oh, man. The thing is, like, nobody's going to know what a videotape is anymore, X.
Yeah.
Like talking about a cassette deck or whatever. You know, what do you do with the pencil? That's the test.
Gotta rewind, man. Be kind, rewind. London Spitfire, Boston Uprising, both are in very similar compositions here. A Winston variation of 3-3.
Yeah, and, you know, still 3-3 on the side. 3-3 all over the place. No damage here. Aimgod gonna keep his team alive. Has to be careful, though. Has to wrap, and this is gonna be just all on the limit. RCK doing the best he can to survive, and he will get topped up. That means that there is no support there for Fusions. RCK getting all the love.
It's really bad. Defensively, you want to kind of just stagger this one out. Wait for your Nano Boost to come online. Fusions goes down early. They have notions of still fighting because Fusions come back on Hammond.
Yeah, he's going to get back in here real quick if they can hold on a little while longer. Gesture, try to knock somebody out of position. We lose RCK in the mix here for Boston Uprising. Oh, and then the ejection color Hex gets booped off the side, or rather punched. Bodily thrown. It ain't pretty. Aimgod gonna get tickled to death. And London Spitfire will find the first point. Solid time.
It went all the way bad when Aimgod had to retreat and find a different path. That meant that Fusions went down on the Winston. Aimgod was unable to get the Nano up quick enough. They kind of had to struggle there. And now London, whole lot of good-looking check marks for him up in that box.
So close here for Boston, though. If they can just buy a little bit of time on the side of Boston, Color will have the grab as well. Kelix will have the sound barrier. So Boston need to try and stall things out. London Spitfire definitely do not want to let them do that. We'll see if Color is going to be able to hit that perfect grab. He's looking for it. But there it is. Prophet going to go for the grab of his own, and this is going to open it up beautifully. Sound barrier a second too late here from Kelix. We've lost 2 for Boston. Self-destruct goes off in Birdring's face, though. That's a big kill. Could help to survive now as Blase still alive. Prophet trying to pummel him to death, and sure enough, he will succeed.
Getting pushed off the point now. Prophet on the cleanup there. That was a one fight based on Nuss. He was the only one who died early in this series. However, he isolates Fusions on the other side. Not only is killing the main tank a good thing, you kill the other team's shot caller, it goes silent, and you just straight up lose.
Oh, Color Hex goes down. That's one way to do it. Using a nuke to hit a nat, and that is Tracer out of it. Kelix is gone as well, and this is still London Spitfire in control. They managed to recover from the loss early on here, and now it's just Fusions trying to buy some time. Blase as well, nobody on the point. Color X makes it in the nick of time to keep his team alive in this. Has to recall off, and that could very well be it. 99.2%, and London Spitfire, in very quick order, are going to take 2 points and tie it up with Boston Uprising.
They're doing such a good job of isolating Fusions right now. He gets a little far out. Nuss bops him into his team. They crush him. London, Boston. We'll see what happens after the break. And I think like the smartest way to play against Boston.
Smartest way to play against Boston, Hex? How does that go?
Smartest way to play against Boston is to take out their shot caller and Fusions. You just isolate them. You put them on the other side. You're not on your team anymore. You're in the middle of my team, and now you're in spawn, and now you're dead. And then it goes kind of quiet on this new Boston Uprising roster.
You need the quick plays. In terms of the kills right now, it's still very much in favor of London Spitfire. 29 kills for them, 14 for Boston Uprising. So London still able to get these kills and lock these points down. Having had less time in the bank, it will be Boston Uprising on the offense now. 2 minutes to get some progress on the first point of Paris. Ideally, obviously, they pick up the first point and move on to B. But they've got some work ahead of them here. London, I doubt that Jester's going to make the same error twice and get caught out again.
It's been a different Paris than we've seen through other teams in the Overwatch League. A lot of very strong defenses, a lot of bunker defenses. These teams choosing to just smash faces and clash into it. But with only 140 on the clock, Boston only has really 2 attempts at this. Yeah, you can win.
That was perfect from Birdring. Stun on diffusions. You're not going anywhere. More than enough focus fire to remove them. Excellent work on the side of London. Some very valuable time getting burnt off the clock here for Boston Uprising. Minute 20 left for them.
I would love to know the actual number of team fights Boston wins when Fusions dies first. I'm guessing it's very low.
You've got the Trout backstage who's swimming through that stream of data. He might be able to pull the numbers there.
Kind of just asking him on air right now. Let's see if we get there. Or tweet at me later. Right now, though, Boston's trying to go right back in. They lose Aimgod early. Can't win without your Ana.
Oh, Color Hex is in a rough spot. He's going. He's doing big damage here to Fury. Fury getting caught. But the rest of his team, in the meantime, doing work. And the rest of Boston Uprising sent back to spawn.
It's actually a decent map for a D.Va to remac to. Everyone's coming right through this choke. It doesn't matter. Boston's next fight is their best chance at it. They're going to have Nano.
Yes.
They're going to have everything, really. This is a time that I actually cheer for a Boostio. Because if you boost the Lucio, he'll get there. Everyone else already has their ultimates. Nano's one of those ultimates you want to use to get other people to the ultimate abilities they need. I'd love a boost of Kellex here.
Is it going to happen? No, it's going on to Fusions. Fusions, once again, getting deleted. Thanks to the boost, though, he survives. It would have gone the same way as last time otherwise. But with the damage mitigation granted by the Nano boost, he will manage to stay alive, keep the fight going here. Color Hex not going to get saved. It looked like it for a moment there, but instead it's Nuss to find that kill. Nearly a tick of progress picked up here, but London Spitfire going to start committing these ults into the fight. There's the sound barrier from Nuss, keeping his team up. RCK doing the best he can to survive in this. It's going to be a self-destruct to clear the point. And one tick of progress picked up thanks to that.
They're going to lock this one down. They will get the one tick of progress there. Color Hex has come back on the Tracer, but that's not going to be a winning play for the Boston Uprising.
Still a one-sided affair. 44 kills for London, 15 for Boston. Boston struggling right now to capitalize on their opportunities.
They've only won one team fight in which Fusions rather dies first. Fusions. Yeah. Science is all beyond me anyway. But yeah, it just doesn't work out really well.
Oh, Fusion's not talking. Wait. Nope, there it is. Okay.
Of course he's talking.
Well, you look at him, he's just always talking, though. I mean, he does really seem to be the soul of this team. RCK, though, still looking to get comfy.
Yeah, he's a good caller. They still have a chance here, picking up like an actual legitimate percentage. Now they can full hold. They can still win this map. It's not a draw scenario. However, 5 minutes on board for the London Spitfire, not the Splitfire, just something that happened over the weekend.
They have some serious focus fire, Hex. They're getting those kills. They get people low and they take advantage.
5 minutes to get about 34% on board, and London will go into the half 2-0 if that's the scenario. You know, I like that Color Hex definitely is trying to go back to his roots. He's a DPS player. Every chance he gets, he goes back to Tracer. And you're trying to get like that 1 or 2 kills to maybe pull it back, but I still think that just staying on Zarya, because if you get those 1 or 2 kills and you're on Tracer,
yes,
you're in a bad spot, because now you're on Tracer. But you get those 1 or 2 kills and you're still on Zarya, you can pull back a team fight.
You get that grab online, magic can happen. Well, it's still a tank jail for the DPS players. I mean, 3-3 is still played, what, 55% of the time? So, I mean, it is still the go-to strategy here right now, currently run in Overwatch League.
A lot of the percent of the time.
As far as Boston Uprising, they're sticking to the strategy that they used the first time on defense. Aimgod on the Ana. A little bit of a change of positioning from him. He's up there with the rest of the group, not trying to hold off to the side. London have gone for the wrap.
Yeah, it's kind of strange for the tanks for Boston, because you want to take damage, the Aimgod can heal you, and you can get those ultimates up, but you don't want to take too much damage. It's that fine line. London is fine just waiting. They just want to get ults up. I actually wouldn't be surprised to see London just try to go eco push and just eco push. They don't have a lot they have to get done. They can just take one fight and win this map.
Notion's already got Trance online. That is so quick. So Color Hex now, he's working his way up to the grab. Doing a good job of it too, but now London have the ultimate to counter it if necessary. Post online now for Aimgod as well. So this really is just the tip-for-tap back and forth, kind of grind each other down until we have these ultimates approach. Both of these teams playing so patiently. They know the first to flinch, it's really going to throw a wrench in things.
I think London's going to back off, and then Rally is going to be the go time.
Yeah.
Well, once you get Rally up, they'll probably crack it. Now they're waiting for Boston to try to burn through some things. But you get Rally in there, then you get a Grav in there. Primal Rage can come online. So this one's all about execution. Both teams have been playing very patiently.
Man, there it is. That's going to start things off. A volley from Doshin. Headshot on Kelix. He's out of the fight. That's not going to help things. That's the sound barrier that's out of the picture now for the Boston Uprising. We lose Color Hex as well. And London Spitfire, the patience has paid off for them. Slowly working their way onto the point. That was the ticket. RCK doing the best he can to try and stall it out, but it's just not going to happen. And London Spitfire extend their lead in the series. 2-0 over the Boston Uprising.
Smart play, adaptive play. This is what we expect from London, though we don't always see it. This is the Spitfire that can take down the top teams in the Overwatch League. That was...
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right. London's looking to stay perfect here in stage 2, or Boston's gearing up for another reverse sweep. However you want to look at it, it's all London Spitfire at the half. They're up 2-0. Welcome back into the Blizzard Arena. We have an awesome crowd who's wide awake on Saturday, right? All of you guys wide awake?
They had to be told they were wide awake to realize they were awake.
Yes, they realize it right now. They feel it, Matt. So far, pretty good games, especially if you're a Spitfire fan. So we were watching Busan, and this was a pretty one-sided affair so far.
It really was. I kind of hoped there would be a little bit of a closer game, but honestly, I think every individual on the Spitfire had a great day so far. I think Gesture really got the better end of the tank matchup against Fusions. They really focused Fusions hard. I do think that on the second round, they kind of brought it back. We saw a lot of pressure coming out from Boston onto the tank line from the Spitfire, but it was just not enough to actually get those crucial pickups.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see the strength of the Spitfire with the tank line right now. You know, Gesture, you can really, Reinhardt looks much better than he has over the last, few weeks in stage 1.
Where'd that grab go?
I mean, look, that's just something that Fury always does. But I think when you're playing around these grabs and you're going against the London Spitfire, when they eat them and, Fury's taking away that powerful ultimate, they're just going to take advantage of it. They just run right through you.
You look at the eliminations, they're definitely in favor of the Spitfire, but the winning moments for Boston so far have been around those grabs when they land. You saw it twice in the second game when Color X was able to keep London Spitfire off of the point, but they're not converting kills here.
Well, they're not going to get any kills off of it.
Yeah, it's really odd. I think they only actually get fractional kills onto the board right when they find on points to get the point. That's the only time they actually get kills. Other than that, they get nothing.
At one point, I mean, we're watching. It's like 44 kills for London and only 11 for Boston.
Yeah.
And 11 of kills, they actually completed their attack with it.
Right.
It's like they're not really like in the fights that they lose, they're losing them real quick, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's dropping. It's the fights that they win. That's when they take the objective. It's the only eliminations they're getting.
They're at least corralling the Spitfire well, but we wanted to talk about defense on this map, Paris, because both teams scored pretty well on their initial attack, and we're seeing a whole lot of more monkeys on this point A.
Yeah, we did. I think when we just started up with Paris now in the map pool, we did see a lot of those bunker strats. We did see Orisa together with Baptiste and Bastion. That kind of stuff has been played. I do feel like maybe teams kind of figured it out, so they're reverting back to a more comfortable pick with that Winston goat.
I also think it's kind of fallen out of favor because when you go to point B, let's say if you lose after that, you
All the
have to
odds
switch
are gone,
everybody,
yeah.
right? So you
Right.
have no ultimates. The other team, if they ran the Winston version of 3-3 or Reinhardt and they were able to break it, they have all of those ultimates that they saved going into that point, and then that's where you see teams start to break records in terms of how fast they complete the map.
So trying to keep as many heroes in the game as
Same from
possible
point
so
A
you
to
have
B,
all
yeah.
the battle. Makes sense. I understand why it's happening. Neither team really succeeded to defend point A.
It's all right.
Other than that last
It's
time
fine.
with the Spitfire.
Oh, well.
But let's talk big picture about the Spitfire, because last time they were playing on the stage, I tweeted out, do you think this is a top 4 team? At the start of the match, 60% of the people said yes. By the end of it, 33% said yes. But right now, looking at the remaining schedule, can the Spitfire win out, guys?
Look, I mean,
Can they
I
go
think this is their toughest match, right?
Yeah, it on paper should be their toughest match. Maybe Eternal or Hunters can give them a little bit of a run for the money. Even Outlaws can take a few maps. But honestly, London should be considered the favorite in all of them.
But it's such a weird run, right? They go undefeated. You know how strong they are. It's like, how do you think they stack up with like the Gladiators, let's say, right? I mean, you don't.
And
you
that's
don't
my
really
next
know.
question, Matt. Right now, Gladiators are number 1. Spitfire at number 4, right above the NYXL. Where do the Spitfire end this stage? Are they a top 4 team?
I think so. I think they
Yeah?
are. I think they run the table. I think they actually have an undefeated stage, which is, it's going to be like kind of odd that you see so many teams go undefeated throughout the stage, but then you can't even really gauge like where they are in terms of strength of a team. Like you haven't really seen them be tested as some of these other teams.
That's the thing with those different stages, right? Every now and then, a team gets a really hard stage where they face off against some of the toughest opponents there are. But in this very stage, all the top teams, all of them, have a very easy schedule. They're not facing off against each other a single time. So that's why it's really hard to actually get an idea of
stage
how
playoffs
good
will be
teams
fun.
Playoff
are.
time, yeah.
We know that.
Sure.
Well, we also have a second half coming up real quick. Audience, who here is cheering for the Boston reverse sweep? It's a lot more than I expected.
All right.
London fans who wants to see your Spitfire close it out that need just one more map. About 26 people. They're all excited. So are we. Don't go anywhere. We got more Overwatch League when we come back.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
We can still win this.
Yeah,
Yep.
don't win.
If there's any team that's going to bring this back, it's us, guys.
For
Focus.
sure.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It just so happens that was the halftime show, and now we're gonna have more Overwatch. It's fancy. It's fantastic how that works.
I mean, we're at the halftime here, and Boston's down 0-2. I feel I've seen this story before. I feel I've seen it happen before, where then they go into halftime. Papa Huck, Lord Emperor of Esports Boston Gaming, says, don't do that anymore. Play how I want you to play. And then they 3-2 another team. So as good as London looks right now, this really cannot count out Boston.
They've got a lot of ground to cover. That's all I'm going to say, because I think there was like 47 kills to 14 on that last map for London. London right now, it's Profit. Profit is here to make the skrill and to get the W's.
It's the old Boston rope-a-dope, though. They're just going to let you feel comfortable. Like, take your light blue. It's fine. We're all good. They're going to go to King's Row right now, which is pretty much every Overwatch League team's favorite map. It always has been. It's been the old standby. Everyone thinks it's fair. It's balanced. It's completely fine.
Yes.
And this is where I think if you have the best record on King's Row, then you're actually a good team.
But this was also where we got to see some Zarya back in the day. It was like, oh, King's Row, Zarya's an option here.
Right.
Now, it's lost a bit of that pizzazz because we're just seeing Zarya every map.
Yeah.
Don't have to look forward to King's Row specifically anymore.
I mean, I'm just going to crush the narrative I just said and say that Boston's never won King's Row this season. It's been a tough map for them, so if they won a 3-2, they're going to have to do something they've never done before.
RCK is going to bust out the Sombra. All right, this is going to change things up.
It's got to be one of the reasons they got him, right? Because you don't trade away Note unless you think you're getting value. Aimgod! It's a little ZVZ violence there. Takes up an ocean.
There you go. Straight Baneling bust. They weren't expecting that. London Spitfire now. That is going to make things a little awkward for them. Are they going to try and wrap around? Doesn't quite look like it for now. No, they're backing off. So no contest, and just like that, off of a single volley, Boston Uprising get the first point for free.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Boston just takes it right away. It's smart for London. If you feel you're not going to take it back, then you don't want to give over the ult charges, right?
Where in blazes did RCK die? Oh, way back there.
I got volleyed.
Yeah, 33% on that EMP. RCK, you kind of need to get to work. And you got plenty of time, fair enough. You took the first point very quickly there. But for now, London, now they're just going to go ahead and camp the payload, it seems. No EMP to worry about anytime soon. What's Prophet doing on the grab? He's working his way up there. Hasn't had the best energy. There we go. Going to start going ahead and cranking up a bit. And now we can start bringing the fun.
What a strange King's Row this has been thus far. Boston's going to get some movement going forward. I think London was toying with the idea of being San Francisco there and trying to get kills and spawn camp. But
you have to fully commit to the spawn camp.
Exactly. That's the point. They half committed. They're kind of waiting around.
There's no half-assing spawn camps. It's full-ass the spawn camp. You got to go San Francisco, channel your inner super, and just get in there, man.
I do want to channel my inner super. One of my favorite human beings ever. We don't take that seriously.
Him and Sinatra both.
All right. And what's been a bloodless King's Row thus far as we mosey towards the second checkpoint. Boston has ultimates online now. This is why you have RCK. Gotta hit a big MP. Should win a fight for him.
There it is. RCK paid off in the end. Gesture instantly deleted. The trance is in here from Fedosian, but unfortunately, it's just a hair too late to save the main tank, and now they'll be hard-pressed to hold this on the side of London. Gesture's gonna have to get back here as quickly as possible. He's got his Shatter online. But it's just not going to happen. They are getting plowed here.
I don't know what's happening. There's been 5 deaths this King's Row so far as the offense pushes forward. It has been a pacifist adventure so far.
Could we be getting some of the vintage London Spitfire? Where they seem so good. They're flying high, and then you just start to hear that engine start to sputter a little bit. Turns out they're on the reserve tank. They're running out of fuel, Hex, and they're about to come out of the sky like 2 tons of scrap metal.
That Gesture gets knocked down. Really nice ult exchange on both sides, but Gesture out of the fight first again as Kelix just got his regimen there. Takes him down. Fury out of it. Boston continues to roll through, and this has just looked as clean as it could be.
This is unreal. 4 minutes 45 on the clock right now for Boston. They have so much time.
If they're going to have EMP, Spitfire, they should close out the map with EMP. RCK
needs to survive.
Earn your trade. Earn your contract. This should be a map-winning EMP.
See it, there it is. Aggressive, straight in. Oh, Notion sees it coming. Gets the trance off in time, and RCK is going to pay for it with his life. Might have been enough, though. Are they going to be able to find anybody on the side of the London Spitfire? It's not going to happen. A little bit too on the nose there, Hex.
We first got treated to how good Zenyatta's are against Sombras on Volskaya. It was the training ground where Zens really understood, oh, there's half a second before the lights go out that I can hit this, and then the Sombra looks like an absolute idiot, a liability, a nothing on the team, and he just treated him to that one.
This is a tasty nothing burger. Notion managed to get the headshot on RCK. Color Hex gets smushed against the wall. And London Spitfire now starting to get their feet back under him here. There was quite a bit of momentum going Boston Uprising's way, but London Spitfire have been able to turn it around, it looks like.
A total of 12 deaths still on this map. It has been a wonky King's Row, to say the least. Boston's next offense has some tools to work with. They can try to open it up with a rally, get yourself in good position, start flailing away with the electric Brigida, and then try to hit a grab here from Color Hex.
Nice thing, there's still some time on the clock for Boston. 3 minutes now. Good time to work with, but London are going to start feeling a bit better as things progress. It's not the closeout that they were running into earlier. Nice grab, though, going to keep him off the point. RCK's got him on there. Notion can touch the point just in time to contest, and Boston not quite going to be able to just get it in there for free. Sound barrier used by Kellex keeps his team alive after that monstrous shatter thrown in by Gesture.
It's a great barrier. Great barrier comes in. The EMP follows up. Now they have Transcendence. They have all the healing in the world. They just need to clean up the cart. It is a lone Prophet trying to beam them down, but this is happening a little slowly.
Could get rid of it, but oh, he doesn't have the bubble. Prophet going to get shattered, and Birdering now the only one on the point. That's going to be it. Boston picking up all three on King's Row.
Kellex with monster plays there, really, really earning his rank as one of the best Lucios in the Overwatch League.
The sound barriers coming in the nick of time, the boots to get people out of position. The man is doing everything right, and we'll see if it continues in the next half.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Just so happens that you have some key players on these teams, and one of them is the BD Ocean. He is doing work.
Bedosian is what most normal people would say that name as, but I understand you.
You always do, Heck. We get along.
Bedosian's been a key component for this London team, as Zenyatta's are across all teams in the Overwatch League. Clutch Transcendence at the end. It was a very strange King's Row, rather bloodless, but as the Omnic home ground as they tried to defend their territory, Bedosian came in pretty big there. I mean, I don't know.
He just took a volley to the face.
I just feel like if you're a team that plays against Boston, map 3 has to be the most important map for you. Don't let them get any confidence. Like, just shut it out. Just be done with it, because map 3 is where Boston makes their enormous comebacks. You got to shut them out of the game. London was not necessarily able to do that on their defense. Let's check out their offense here. This has been 3-3 all day. Why would it change now?
Whoa, there we go, Prophet. That was spicy. No time wasted on the side of London. They're just going to go straight on through the choke point. Wrapping around. Fusions has to be careful. Some good support there to keep Fusions up. He was under pressure. And they are doing a good job right now giving ground. Nush trying to come in from behind and trying to knock somebody out of position, and it's Blase. There's the wrap from Birdring as well. The stun on Fusions really just racking them up here, London.
That should be a GG no re. They should be able to take this first point rather easily. With the Brigida out of it, you don't have the sustained healing that you need. Does seem like Boston has notions of coming back. They're near Nano. Aimgod's got to get there. He's there.
Yeah, no hesitation. It's going to be on Fusions. Fusions now trying to do the best that he can. Throws the shatter out there. It's not going to hit a soul. And there is the rally from Birdring, keeping everybody buffed up on the side of London. Very quick point here for London. Just right back into it. No time wasted on their part. Good to see.
That's a gamble that came up snake eyes for the Boston Uprising. Had they won that fight, it'd be looking great. But they invested nearly everything they had to try to hold first point. And now London is in this kind of snowball territory where they can roll over. Aimgod has moved off the Ana onto Zenyatta, so that's a world away. London should know this, see this, hit tab on your screen, and just grab and win the fight, really.
What's on the top of Reddit?
I miss Dig.
There you go. Listen. Where do we go next with this? Boston. Oh, well, they're not going anywhere. There's the grab. Just like that, one fight for London. Rinse, repeat. Perfect grab, perfect follow-up, and London Spitfire going to make very quick progress.
Yeah,
Why was I blanking on 9gag? I was like, dude, 9gag, obviously.
Yeah, Boston should have known that was coming. Once you switch off and you know you don't have Transcendence, you know the other teams are running Azari the entire time, you're okay. However, right now, the alt economy highlighted. Graviton will be available for the Boston Uprising, although we know Fury is not a big fan of grabs, just kind of negates them every chance he gets. Eats them, matrix them.
Ooh, there's the rally. And perfect play here from London so far. Backing off. Fine, you want to get all armored up and angry? We'll let you cool off for a minute. It's fine. We've got plenty of time. We're right at the doorstep of the second point with 3 minutes 52 on the clock.
More importantly, they're going to have a rally of their own, which is going to keep them armored up and giving them that sustain through the next fight. I'd imagine that's their initiation. Self-destruct rally, come in.
Just all the ults coming in here. Sound barrier, trance, just all over the place. RCK, D-Max Fury to kick things off. Not going to help things here for London Spitfire without the D-Matrix, but the grabs are used except for Prophet. Prophet's about to get his grab online. Is he going to just throw it out there as soon as he has it? Could try and hide it. Yep, sure enough. Point blank. Let's go. Can they capitalize? London certainly can. Full clean on their side of things. Kelix, you're not going to be around for long.
And it's a complete wash early on. They thought they used all the ults, but it is that back pocket grab from Prophet. Able to clean up the fight. They will get that second checkpoint. Add some time to the clock. 4.5 minutes in their bank.
Man, they're fast right now. Both of these teams did it well. Now,
I mean,
now
we've seen world records on this map already this season.
True,
so, like,
true.
yes, that was fast, but it's just not as
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Just average. Well, they're making good progress. Ults are coming up here for London. Change of strategy coming in from Boston Uprising. We've got RCK now on the Sombra, so they're hoping for the EMPs.
London needs to recognize that the other team is playing a Sombra and play ultra aggressive. That's how you beat a Sombra team trying to crush your 3-3. You just play as fast as humanly possible. You start throwing out ults. You win fights with just a single shatter. Jester's trying to set it up.
He's looking for it, playing those mind games with Fusions, but Fusions keeping the shield up. Not going to give it away for free. RCK doing the best he can to harass the back line right now. Trying to farm up that EMP, but they are steadily making progress, London. They realize that in this situation, they're in a 6-on-5 kind of fight. Just run straight into him and do the damage. Jester going to get overwhelmed, though. Aimgod with the headshot on him. And that should be the end of this push.
Welcome to that main tank life. Even if you don't get EMP'd, you get hacked, you get just... Everybody's focusing on you. And what can you do at the end of the day except swing your hammer and hope to stay alive? Not going to be the case. London does not invest anything to try to keep Jester alive during that. They could have. They had support ultimates. But they're choosing to try to roll in at full 6 here. the big question is, are you going to hit your ultimates faster and use them quicker than the boss can negate them?
No grabs, everything like that. We got a big EMP going off. 5 of them hacked on the side of London. Still, the one key, again, Doshin with the trance, but it's not going to be enough. It wears off just in time for Boston to go crashing into him. And Boston closing the door on the London Spitfire, burning valuable time off the clock.
RCK's been unremarkable thus far, but that's an enormous EMP. But most importantly, right after it, already a third way there to a second EMP.
Yeah,
It's going to be at 50%. If he plays this right, one translocate in and out, if he finds himself a tank, he could get another EMP next fight. That's why Sombra's always been so good. She's such an ult bot. You just get there.
I mean, London is still kind of hesitating to go with the game strategy that you were talking about, which is to just go crashing into the Boston front line. Take the fight to him. Now is the time, if ever there was one, before RCK can get another EMP online. Jester getting stunned, not going to be a problem. He's still here. Murdering going to find the kill on Fusions to kick things off. Jester gets hacked, but this time he's got the support from his team. They need to stay on this payload. Aimgod with the trance, though, just trying to turn it around. But Jester's going to get topped up, and now it's all on Boston, and they're all dropping low. RCK dies before he can get the EMP off, and there's the grab coming in from Prophet. Get rid of Kelix on the point. Focus this guy down. He's got the sound barrier. Now he's vulnerable. Last guy stopping him, and they are going to get it done. London Spitfire tie it up 3-3.
We've seen the recipe for London success. It is killing Fusions first, and then Fury just being a god and eating every graviton that comes even near him. That's how London wins. That's how they closed out the map.
London Spitfire, it took them a little while longer than the Boston Uprising. And so they will be on the offense here going into our third half of Kings Row. Minute 30 on the clock for them. And now I'm curious to see if they're going to go for a change of strategy. Prophet and Fury, they're going to go on the double sniper, but that's probably just to take a pot shot at the start, see if they can catch somebody out of position.
You know, I will probably get yelled at for this, but I do miss the days where the offense on Kings Row used to be 6 Hanzos with Scatter Arrow right on the first point. A little bit. It was fun.
For little bit of the spot. I mean, yeah, nobody's ever gonna miss Scatter Arrow. Let's just get that straight.
I prefer Scatter over Stormbow, to be honest. To be dead honest, I prefer it. Anyway, pushing in, Prophet has been the key to his team.
That was so close. Aimgod nearly got clipped.
Fusion's low. Obviously, their goal is to isolate Fusions and try to take him down.
There's
right?
first tick. That was great, boss. Like, no hesitation on the side of London. That's not so good, though. Aimgod once again picking off Doshin. Not going to help things here. The healing, the Discord gone for the London Spitfire. Prophet still hanging on by a thread. Doshin's going to try and float his way back into this fight as quickly as possible. But that's 2 ticks picked up for the London Spitfire. Despite being down a man, Boston are backing off.
Just don't have it there. And I remember the days where people were like, why is Aimgod starting over Neko? Aimgod just has bigger plays sometimes. Neko's a great Zenyatta. But Boston probably made some money by selling Neko. And they were like, hey, we got a guy. We've been scouting. We've got a guy.
Well, I appreciate the play there from London. They nearly got Aimgod down. He must have survived with 10 HP. All the resources go into him. Doshin nearly picking him again. Aimgod's got to be careful. He's playing these aggro angles, and if he goes down, that's going to cost his team. Here's the opening now. Doshin with the headshot on Color Hex.
So smart. When you know the other team has a Sombra, just fight. Fight constantly, go aggro, go aggressive. This is not necessarily London's style to be using ultimates early on or to be pushing as far ahead as they are. But they know what they're up against, and they're playing it perfectly.
That's what's happening right there.
Like, I would love a shatter here, right now. Just gesture, go as far ahead as you can. Let everybody else push the cart. Shatter. If it fails, transcend. You know you're going up against a Sombra. Actually, now you hit tab. Sombra's off the table.
Yes, indeed. Aimgod now has gone for the swap as well. No more Zen play. It's going to be on the Ana. Rally thrown in now. That's Blase buffing his team, but they are in a standoff. Who's going to flinch first? Who's going to pull the trigger on the Shatter? Jester's looking for it. Could hide it under the cart. Try and sneak it in there. Yep, sure enough. Throws it out, but the shield was up. Fusions will cancel it. Doshin trying to be the hero right now, but the anti-heal nade making the difference. Cuts out Birdring. Jester survives thanks to the sound barrier from Nuss. And they need to go tit for tat here. RCK gets DMAX. Aimgod is gone. This could be 2 points. This could be a 5th point for London Spitfire.
Not the patience there. Everybody is so low. This one's still back and forth. A 3v3 on the cart. London will clean it up. You know what?
Unbelievable.
You know who's the unsung hero sometimes? Is that the payload does heal you. You still have an advantage when you're pushing forward. You've got a 6.5 man versus 6. They're able to push forward in that low econ situation. London, overtime, still pushing.
Still going, and now the trance is online once again from Doshin. Aimgod tried. He had a great bio-nade. Allowed for the death of Birdring. Canceling out that trance. It stops all the healing. They just weren't able to fully capitalize on it. But now we're going to have the rally in from Blase. Self-destruct over the top. Who's going to go down? The answer is nobody. Prophet had the bubble online, ready to cancel it out. Doshin with the trance. He doesn't care. But this could very well be it. And yes, they get pushed back far enough. Nuss tried to make it to the cart to keep it alive. But that's where the London Spitfire push ends.
Birdring got antied, but as far as a push goes on the second half of King's Row.
Yeah, starting off with 1.5 minutes, I think they had on the clock. Pretty solid work. Pretty solid work.
Pretty decent. Pretty decent.
So 5-3 is where the score settles for now. Boston Uprising, we're going to be changing sides, and the Boston Uprising are going to get, I believe they had 2.5 minutes in the bank to work with here for a push. We'll see what they're capable of.
Fighting for their lives. London up 2-0 going into the half. If London wins this map, which they put themselves in good position to do, they will win the series. And then the conversation really starts about London. Everyone's looking for this 4th, 5th best team. We know who the best teams are. We know. It's Vancouver and San Francisco. New York just did
things.
No, but New York does that sometimes. I'm not even all that concerned about it.
You can't make an excuse for Max.
I'm not making excuses. They just do it sometimes. They just don't care some days. It's fine. I'm not worried about it.
You know, now it's not the fact that they're the top 3. It's just, you know, they make that loss against
No, we're
Atlanta.
trying to
your bottom 3.
We're trying to figure out like 4, 5, and 6. Is it the Gladiators? Is it London? Is it Dallas? Is it Seoul? Like, this is the day we start figuring it out a little bit. And London could definitely put themselves in that conversation. And I still think they're one of the most dangerous teams because you never know if you're going to get that killer London showing up.
Well, now it's about Aimgod hitting the volley again on Doshin. Doshin playing more carefully this time, though. Aimgod was definitely looking for it, but Doshin with a bit of an off angle, now going to be able to back up behind his tanks, and he'll have a wall to survive, or at least to hide behind for now. So, sorry, Aimgod. Unless that shield goes down, could get lucky with the volley. Looking for it. Fury under pressure, has to back off. That's going to open it up here for perhaps a pick on Birdring, but London, aggressive, just pushing Boston back. Not going to let them set the pace.
You don't want to play a poke style against a Sombra either, and they should know this is coming, so they know that Boston's going to have to play this slow. Boston is probably trying to play for an EMP1 fight here with under 2 minutes left. RCK nearing 40%.
There's RCK. Immediately gets jumped on by Fury, though. He's going to have to back off. Prophet, too low. Fusions with a snipe. Kicks things off. And they charge into each other, but Kellex and RCK are both gone, and this is still favoring London Spitfire. Boston Uprising dropping players left and right. Question is whether they can get him back into the fight now. Nuss immediately boosts back to spawn. He's going to try and run his teammates back into this as quickly as possible.
They should
Boston, they have to know that they have a huge window here to just push onto the point and take it over.
The window is closing, though, as the tanks remain. This might be the best I've ever seen Bedosian play. It might be the best game he's had in a very long time. Huge clutch plays at the end. London's in this. They're ready to fight. They have 6.
Yeah, they are able to get back before the Boston Uprising. Oh, gets baited out the trance early. RCK now, he's going to have a free and easy EMP here right over the top. This could ruin things for London Spitfire.
I mean, I think it was actually a really smart Transcendence, knowing that, like, it's close enough to getting EMP'd, they have to use it.
Oh, wow, he holds on to it, too. He knows.
Yeah, the expectation was you stay alive long enough for Nuss to get there and then be able to post-EMP barrier. Not exactly the case there.
Oh, that was so sick, though.
Super close. Now, as we enter into the payload phase of the game, you hear the Hans Zimmer score coming in. Can't get off the cart.
Where are the explosions, though? Looking for the explosions. We got some fire coming out of Gesture. Okay, fair enough. But now
That's it.
RCK.
London just needs to win one fight. That's it, right? That's it. That's all they have to do. They can bank up. They can rally in. They can grab them off the cart and win.
If it goes long enough. RCK, though, in the back line. Looking for the hack. Not going to find it. Now it's Blase finding Birdwing to kick things off. And that was an early fight coming in from London Spitfire.
That's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. You rallied in, and then you lost your Brigida immediately. That's sorry,
How it's
fight's
supposed to
over.
go.
No, that's like, in fact, Semler, that's the opposite.
I think
of how it's
they
supposed to
keep
go.
trying to play around RCK with the EMP, and they keep thinking that this is going to happen. RCK succeeded in baiting out the trance from Doshin earlier. Now London Spitfire are hesitating a little bit. Because you're going to have those supports who are hiding because they don't want to get EMP'd. That's changing the way that they have to play the game here
But
on the side of London.
You can still grab and win a fight. It doesn't really matter. Like, you have to be aggressive. You have to use your ults before this EMP comes down.
There it is. Gets it done the old-fashioned way. Who needs an EMP when you got some aim? There's the fight kicking off for Boston Uprising. 2 kills in the back line and a third. That's the tank going down. Prophet not going to go out without a fight. Takes Aimgod with him, but that is going to be it. Second point picked up here for Boston Uprising. Unbelievable. And now they're on the home stretch, Hex. What do London Spitfire have to work with? 2 support ults. But we still have the EMP for RCK. He's held on to it this entire time. He can come over the top now and just wipe the London Spitfire out.
It's been such ridiculously greedy Sombra play. I don't know. London has a chance. They have double support ultimates. They need to use one to initiate. EMP comes out.
Oh shit, no! Hits the trance in time! Could very well keep his team alive if you held on to that EMP that long. Sound barrier stacks though, and that's not gonna help things here for the London Spitfire. They are getting focused. Prophet and Gesture though, the heroes turning it around! Unbelievable, and they are going to hold. London Spitfire take the series 3-0 RCK. He had to EMP Doshin. He had to stop that trance from going off, and he wasn't able to.
You know I love London? They have a flair for the dramatic. They could have won that map at any given point. They decide to hold it to the end. London wins 3-0. We'll see map 4 after this.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
London's able to flip this switch. I just want to keep it in like the on position for London.
Well, let's see the comparison here between Devotion and Aimgod.
What you say on ladder all the time. It's like, I don't know, play Junkrat.
Get Junkrat in here. It's fine. Mines, bear traps. But Boston, well, they're going to win that fight. Going to send London Spitfire packing.
Yeah, Prophet, Fury, Krillin all die late, so Boston will be in position to hold here. Got some ult online. We're entering the ultimate phase of the game after the first two fracasses went down. And now it's mostly about execution. Krillin gets the easy mode of having to play Zen without a Sombra on the field, so...
It's good. They're taking it easy on him. You know, they know it's his first time.
Nice. Very nice.
You just gotta take your time with it, Hex.
Is Krillin with Walesy? What a Walesy? Is it Krillin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do I eat? Just Krill. Let's go. Getting into the action here, London Spitfire.
We're very clearly in map form.
London Spitfire just looking for it. RCK gets D-Maxed, and that's going to be it. Boston Uprising out of it. They held on to all their ults. They're going to have a 6-pack. At least that'll make them feel a little bit better, right? But so for this next fight,
Yeah, London is definitely putting on their try-hard pants, though. It's the first time they played Junkertown this season, so it's an elevated scrim for them, really. Bringing out their real strategies. Still a lot of check marks in there. Boston could come... No, never mind. They could have, though.
They could have. It was an option.
Think about it, though.
But they just wanted to disappoint you, Hex. They were like, nah. Okay, we saw it there. How does that work to raise that? It's just a link chain, but it's going through gears. I don't get
Again?
it. How does
you're
that
on this?
work? How does that work, Liz? Come on. I don't understand. They don't even fit into the gears or anything. All right. Going through. It's the fight now. They're looking for it. Boston going to force them off the high ground at least. But London, you know, it's all about that payload, so make some progress. Get on out here. Door closing behind them. There's no escape.
High grounds for the defense here. Knocked off, though.
Nice Fury. Nice play from Fury. Sound barrier used by Kellis to kick things off for the Boston Uprising, giving a little bit of ground here. Blase also had the rally. There's the grab. Fury's like, here, take this. No kills from it, though, from the self-destruct, but you still lost fusions, and statistically that means that Boston Uprising are going to all die terrible, terrible deaths.
London has played so much more... Like, they're dictating the pace. London usually used to be a reactive team, and they relied on their DPS strength and the fact that they're all individually talented. I just feel like between Nuss and Fury, they're putting the other team where they want them. Like, they're setting up these plays, they're executing them perfectly, and it just seems like a different style of play from London. The fact that, like, they're not reacting to you and beating you because they're better. They're beating you because they put you in a spot that you can get beaten.
And a kill on Kelix to kick off the party. Well, it's just a back line that are getting deaded now on the Boston side. Quick progress here for the London Spitfire. That's a second point. Picked up in short order. And now we're going to get into the final stage here of this map. Working around the bend. The propeller thing that serves no purpose. Apart from like looking cool.
It serves a perfect purpose. It makes Jake angry.
Yeah, there you go.
Jake is
just
very vocal about the RNG of the propeller, making maps very strange.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe there's something in your way. Maybe there isn't. You don't know. That's part of the fun. Part of the fun. Boston Uprising. Are they having fun right now? Hex, tell us. What do they have to do in order to have fun in this situation?
Probably end the series.
Just end it.
I mean, these teams, when it's 3-0, it's really hard to get up and try to win a map. You know, it's just human mentality. Map 4s are rough for the team that's already out of it. And London just continues to try to get off the stage.
They go round and round and round. Like to break it. I mean, that's what I see, what I think, or what I'm hearing in my head when they're up there on the propeller. They just keep going round and round. London Spitfire.
You spin you right round, baby.
Exactly. It's not the other spin.
I think Josh could cover that. All right, detected RCK trying to bring his somber play to this Boston team.
That worked.
Good EMP right there. Gesture profit down. That means the fight is essentially over. They end up wasting the Transcendence there as well. Krillin in his first gameplay in the Overwatch League. Being introduced to the Boston Sombra style. Now working out perfectly for them. We are under 2 minutes on the clock for the offense to continue pushing. London trying to close out the map. They do have Shatter. Haven't seen a lot out of Gesture today, to be honest. Not giant plays, but kind of how the main tank goes. Just play solid, and no one says your name. It means you probably didn't make a mistake, at least.
He's just been steadily plodding away, smashing hammers into faces, tickling people to death. Just doing his thing. Keeping an eye on London right now. They've got that high ground.
Let's do it.
They can get in. A hack on Fury to slow things down.
360 no look dropped on Shatter. No.
Please. Oh, that would have been stylish, though. Oh, the grab interrupts him. But Fury over the top. Aimgod and RCK go boom, and that is a one fight for the London Spitfire. Stay on the cart. Get all the payload progress you can here, because you are now right at the very end of this map.
Does Color Hack switch to Tracer here? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Ah.
Oh, come on, Color.
I would have.
The one time, yeah, don't do it. Nice attempt with the grab. Kelix trying to do it. That was good. Buying a little bit of time here. Kelix had to try and contest. There's the EMP. Krillin too far to take advantage of it, though, for RCK. But we lose profit. That's a lot of damage down for London Spitfire.
That actually might be it. Losing profit there. Color Hex should have Graviton during this. Fury out of mech. London trying to push towards the end with 20 seconds left, committing everything that they have. Does seem like Jester's trying to get out of dodge, but no, actually goes back and dies. 15 seconds left. Someone should be able to touch. We'll see if we get a big shatter here. Nothing else really working for the London Spitfire. Bird Ring finally gets to play a hero he's used to. Goes on to Tracer.
That profits on the hamster. It's funny because he probably weighs as much as the hamster too, you know. So going in with the mech, but nobody's on the point. So London and Spitfire, that's as far as they get. They've won the series. They've picked up 2 points on Junkertown, and they're right in front of the third. So Boston, they got their work cut out for them. Do you think, Hex, that they're going to run something other than 3-3 on the defense? London Spitfire.
Yeah. No.
No. Probably
sorry to bring some. Like they're just. I think they're trying to get Krillin into the actual game mode of playing Zenyatta with your team, so they don't want to really mess that up.
But why do that when you have Vidoshin? You got the BD Ocean.
London has been a team that's experienced injuries and internal dramas before, so you never know when people are going to have to play. You want your backup to be as good as your starter, right?
Fair.
Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe, Nick Foles, Carson Wentz. These are names that most people don't understand, but
Goku, Vegeta. I don't know.
Again, I don't understand that. We live in different worlds. Totally fine. Steve Young, Joe Montana.
Oh,
gotta get that one right.
No. I don't know hand egg things, man.
Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. Am I just gonna keep saying guys' names?
Going down, yeah. And that's just how it's gonna keep going, Hex.
Oh, up for it.
I haven't followed actual sports in so long.
Actual sports? That's degrading to what esports is. What do you mean esports is not a legitimate sport? These digital athletes up here?
It's competition.
I'll
give you that.
That's right.
It's competition. All right, London Spitfire, 3-0. 2 points aboard there on the defense. Boston Uprising on the offense. And are we going to set sail today? It's a sunny, windy day. And Color Hex is on the Bastion, and we are going to perhaps have this cool Symmetra play with the TP, but it's not looking like it's necessary. They aren't holding aggro on the London side.
Now, if you anticipate the pirate ship, which is the composition the offense is running, then you generally hold as far forward as possible so that they can't set up, which would necessitate a Symmetra.
Oh, that was cool.
I legit think Symmetra is a good hero on some maps right now.
I mean, you know, you think things, Hex. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're right or you're wrong.
Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
like
You can say it.
Even Matt would like back me up. Matt's like the top Symmetra player in our group of players. just go there and kill stuff, right?
No, but it's sick because you just keep moving around, TP to TP. Moving position, really forcing London Spitfire into a tight spot.
Too.
And exactly, then you got this gesture. You got a shield? I think not. Lasts all of 3 seconds before you have to hide it.
And everyone complains about D.Va. You know whose gun doesn't care about D.Va? Symmetra. It's the beam team. You get them down.
Oh, buddy. Well, now, unfortunately, that's a tough spot. Do you stick on it? Do you manage to get reestablished here? You're kind of halfway in. It's not a total wipe. Color Hex has still got tank mode as well. It's when you get around this bend. If they lose the next fight, Boston, it might get dicey.
Yeah, it's just they're kind of toying around with the idea of getting back on the card. They need to get kills first. You can't really set up on card and be immobile. I think Bastion's actually pretty good even without being in turret mode. Like, this gun is a legit gun. Focus down now.
Melted instantly. Shield wall goes up as well, and they are going to get the res. Kelix with the plays. Getting them back into it. Now we get tank mode. Point blank looking for it. Shells to the face. Fusions wins the duel versus Gesture, but it's back and forth now. Fury and RCK. And these two guys just going tit for tat. No shield to hide behind on this one, Birdring. But the sound barrier is up, and they can't quite get the kill on Color Hex. Oh, it's Fury with the wrap. And surely now we're going to see a change of strategy coming out here from Boston.
So Birdring just hangs out right in front of him, even though he's in the immortality field, and he just swings away and flails and heals. Oh, there's a phrase I like to use somewhere. It says support, by the way.
Yes.
Support, by the way. Brigida just hanging out, 1v1ing a Bastion. No worries.
Oh, it's fine. Totally. The balance is real. Prophet, he's looking to spring a trap. Yep, there's the grab. Into the wall you go. There's the focus coming through from the London Spitfire. It was a nice attempt with the self-destruct, RCK, but No dice.
Buck 10 left on the clock for this Boston offense to try to set up and push a little further. You know, the flesh may be willing, but the spirit does not seem to be there for the Boston Uprising as they try to get one map off of this already done series as London has 3-0'd them. And we're just waiting for the merciful end of this one. London, getting a 4 would actually be good for them. They do need the map differential. They are in that bog, that slog of middle tier teams right now.
Oh, Gesture. Gotta be careful. Gets hacked. Doesn't manage to close the angle though. And now, well, let's see. Boston. They're gonna get plastered against the wall. Modern Art, 30 seconds on the clock. And the London Spitfire now, do they get both cheeks in the game, Hex? Do they get both cheeks in?
I don't know what that means, so I'm going to ignore it.
Doesn't look like it. No, I was thinking they were going to go for the spawn camp, but playing it safe. They're not even putting half a cheek in. Just standing.
Just quarter. Well, see if Gesture hits the biggest shatter of his life. Or if he doesn't even care enough to hit Q.
Always possible. Fusion with the shatter.
He doesn't
Nada.
get anything.
Nada.
EMP up, though. EMP, grab.
RCK, where's RCK? Right over the top, yep, into the back line. Perfect EMP. 5 of them. Hey, guess what? Krillin's good at hitting Trance too! Dodges the EMP, gets Trance up online, and the rest of London Spitfire will survive the hack. And this is just drawing things out. Prophet now does manage to get it. The grab, it goes off. Color Hex, he's gonna get his grab eaten, and that will be it. The end of the line. London Spitfire with the hard hold. 4-0 clean sweep over the Boston Uprising, who have to go back to the drawing board.
Well, all said and done, Fury doesn't take maps off. He continues to Matrix Gravitons and make the other Zarya's life miserable. If you're a London fan, this is exactly what you needed, exactly what you expected. I think last week we said London wins, and I'm still not convinced. I need London to pound. I need London to stomp. And against a resilient cockroach of a team that is the Boston Uprising. I mean that in the kindest of ways.
If the Diva Bomb goes off, they'll survive?
Pretty much, yeah. And then they'll go scout people from Antarctica or wherever Boston gets players. But to 4-0 Boston is a big sign in the right direction for the London Spitfire.
Yeah, this is progress here, and that is definitely a win that is going to get some wind in their sails. Prophet looking himself, doing hard damage on the Zarya. But now we're going to go ahead and hand it over to Danny. He's got Bidotion for an interview.
Sumler Hex, thank you very much. What is up, everybody? I am here joined by Bidotion from London Spitfire. Everybody make some noise. Thank you, guys. Great job today. You really popped off. Now, London Spitfire is currently on a winning streak, 3 wins, 0 losses. You guys have 3 more matches, but Bidotion, to you, what would it mean to finish this stage perfectly? 0 losses, all wins. What would that mean to you? 전승무패 이번에 좀 굉장히 좀 가능한 시나리오라고 저는 생각을 해요. 런던한테 그게 만약에 좀 비도시 선수 개인적으로 좀 어떤 의미가 있을까요?
전승무패를 한 번도 해보지는 못했지만 한다면은 해보고 싶은 저의 작은 목표이지 않을까 생각합니다.
Are you nervous? 긴장하셨나요?
아니요.
Alright, so Bidotion says, although we've never had a perfect stage, it's a small wish that I've always dreamt of, and I feel like we're on our way, so hopefully we'll get there. And I'm sure by the looks of it, you guys are playing amazingly this stage, and I'm sure that's going to happen, right guys? Yeah? Talking about London Spitfire, you guys are playing amazing. Again, I said this, but what makes London Spitfire, in your opinion, a top-tier team? 비도시 선수가 보셨을 때 런던이 왜 좀 강팀이라고 주장을 할 수 있을까요? 이유가 뭘까요?
강팀이라고 생각은 하지 않는데 전 시즌 우승했으니까 그래도 강팀에 속하지 않을까요?
I don't really think that we're a strong team, but I mean we are the grand final champions, so that says it. Alrighty, everybody, give it up for Bidotion one more time. Sumler Hex, back to you guys.
Well, there we have it, Hex.
There we have it.
They are the defending champs. Doshin's absolutely right. They don't have to prove anything. Everybody else has to come at them. Well, no, maybe they do have to prove a little something. But I mean, come on. They've got the trophy. They're holding on to the trophy for now.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, Badoshin actually, I think, proved a lot of doubters wrong today. He is going to be our player of the match, presented by Omen by HP.
Look at that laugh. That's every time he gets a headshot on somebody.
Not only did he do a ton of damage and should be started to be considered as a top 3, top 5 Zenyatta in the league, but he's dodging EMPs. I've obviously taught Krillin how to do the same, but he's in there. It's been so fascinating to see how good these Zenyatas have gotten about playing around Sombras, because on paper should be your heart count, should just crush you immediately, and these Zens have been so good about it. But Doshin, as good as it gets.
Yeah, healing done, excellent trances, a real nightmare for RCK the entire time he was trying to find Doshin with the MPs. How many times did Doshin get the trance off before the MP?
Yeah.
So brutal, so frustrating for RCK. But I mean, including the kills, Doshin just kept coming up with the goods time and time again. Glad to see that he got the MVP of the match. Think he deserves it. He's always been one of those top tier Zens. And London looking better and better.
Someone you can vote for in your All-Star voting coming up there. I mean, we got Prophet on this team. Everyone knows I wear 13 on my All-Star jerseys up here because Prophet's number 13. Not sure what number Badoshin is, but get your Badoshin jerseys as well.
Well, you know what? There are other jerseys to be had as well, including 2 teams. The jerseys of these 2 teams that are coming up onto the stage next. And we're going to get a lower third at some point. There we go. Shanghai Dragons versus the Florida Mayhem. That's up next, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll get right back into the action after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Готовности!